Hey, how's it going, everyone? So today, just wanted to go over some lead strategies. Made a post recently on getting like 600 leads on like $5, and there was a lot of people interested in learning more. So I thought I'd just cover some of the strategies I apply. Now, I think it's $5 is just on that one. Like depending on like the market you go after, I even get it like on the $2, which is for another one like 100 leads a day as well. So at the end of the day, what it really comes down to is just like the strategy you put into it and then the market. So like, depending on how saturated the market is, you can get them for way cheaper. You can probably even get it for like 50 cents if it's like a completely unsaturated market and use the right strategy. So, but this one is pretty saturated, so it's quite good. But just to go into like the screenshot, you can see there's like 682 value video opt-ins, which is basically a lead, so like a name and email. And you can see there's like 450, so it's way under $5. And for some of them, like this one, you can see 356 or like $1, 116 at 10, 56 at 5, and it just kind of averages out to like on the 5, which is perfect. But just to go over like the kind of funnel that we use, but the thing is, this works for like any funnel that you have. So any funnel that goes to a landing page to collect emails, it pretty much works for. It's like a landing page, and let's say after the landing page it goes like a video or like some kind of bonus that you promised within the landing page. Whereas this one is more of an application funnel to sell products on the phone. But yeah, so let's go over the first. So the main thing that you want to do is definitely CBO. But like I said, the main thing that determines how good your lead is like your offer and then your target market on Facebook. So like if it's a very saturated offer, I mean a market like, for example, entrepreneurs and stuff like that, then it's probably going to be a lot more expensive. Whereas if you go after something that's like not saturated, so maybe like gaming offers, or maybe like something to do with sports or something like that, then you can probably get it a lot cheaper, because not as many people are trying to spend money on ads or even like local leads. So if you're doing local lead gen, it's even easier to get pretty much the same results. So kind of what I do with CBO is I'll launch like quite a lot of ad sets, because I'm just trying to test the best combination. Because like once you have that one ad that can just basically convince anyone to just click and then opt in, you're just gonna want to launch that over and over again. So like, let's say you start out with like 30 audiences, and then I would narrow it down to like 10. So I'll pick like 30 that I think will work really well for my particular offer, and then narrow down to 10. So ideally you do want to keep it like up to like 1 million people per audience, 500,000 to like 1 million, and then use that. Now there are a lot of people who use like 10 million audiences or even 15 million, and they think that works. But the truth is, half the time the reason that works is because they already have some pixel data. So what Facebook actually does is it shows it to people in that audience that already know you, and that's why it converts at such a high scale. Whereas if you were to take that 20 million audience and exclude everyone that already knows you, it probably wouldn't work as well, unless you've obviously already been doing this for a while, because it's not really cold audience if you're not excluding everyone that already knows. So if you have like a pixel with like 50,000 people, or like 1 million video viewers, or like something like that, and you're just targeting a cold audience, then Facebook is just gonna like look for people inside there that already know you, so that you can convert the best. And that's why people will see the ads do really well for like 4 days, like 7 days, and then it starts dying out. And that's because there's only so many people in the audience that already knew you, and then once it's exhausted them, it's now starting to show it to cold traffic, actual cold traffic, and obviously they're much harder to convert because it's actual cold traffic, and that's why it starts to die down, and then people start doing the same thing over and over again. So yeah, so to begin with, I would definitely use like 20 audiences, and then put that all into like a CBO. And for the ads, I mean, like I said, it's all about getting that combination that works for things like lead generation. Excuse me. You want to use, I almost always use long copy. So you always want to go into detail, because You just want to give them a reason to basically give you their email or name an email and stuff like that. Because if you have short copy and you go to the landing page there and there's not that much copy on there, then obviously it just makes it hard for them to know what they're opting into. So that's why the best thing to do is just have long form copy. You know, a really good headline as well. And you want to test like different versions, so different hooks. So you might have one hook that's like it's for a specific audience within your niche, another hook promoting like a different benefit, and then another hook promoting something else. So you would have like 3. And then once you do this for like 3-4 days with 20 audiences, you're gonna have like quite a few winners, and that's how you'll be able to get a really cheap cost per lead, because at this point you have so many winners, because you've tested so much. It makes it really easy for Facebook to just find the best combination. So yeah, so that's ad testing, and then next level. So once you do have those few ad sets, what you want to start doing now is really like narrowing down on specific placements. Now, one thing I will do as well which is long copy plus like long videos as well, which is even crazier, because now people can watch a video or watch like part of it, and then they also have the option to read your copy. And then once they go to the landing page, they just opt in straight away, because they already know what they're getting themselves into. And in terms of taking those ad sets and scaling them up, the first things I would do is just duplicate them with like a 1-day click objective, or like with a different placement. So let's say you have one specific audience that's just working extremely well, and you were doing like automatic placements or like feeds. I would even do like a story touch, like a vertical video, and then run it like Instagram stories, which is something I've done. So those leads you saw before, a lot of them like came from Instagram stories. At least like probably like 300-400 of those like came from Instagram stories. So yeah, so that's one thing I did, which is I took the audiences that were already working. I would run it to Instagram stories, because the auction on there is like really cheap right now, and that's why it just gets it so low. And you can see the video average watch time is like 8 seconds, and that's because an Instagram story is 10 seconds or like 15 seconds, and that's why it's so low. It's because of that. And yeah, so that's why that happens. Let me go right there. So yeah, so going for that Instagram stories is definitely a huge thing. For feeds on Instagram and Facebook is definitely something I would do as well. So I will run videos to Instagram and Facebook feeds with long copy as well, and then once they get to the page, it just makes that opting in so much easier. But like I said, the main thing though is running that CBO with like 20 audiences, 3 to 6 ads in each one, long copy. I mean, if you do all that, it's going to be so easy to get cheap leads. Like it's going to be very hard for you not to get profitable leads like very, very quickly. But yeah, that's what there is to it. If you want to learn more about this stuff, and you know how to really start and launch like 7-figure ad campaigns from scratch and then scale it up to crazy amounts, you can check out the video I have on scalingformula.com. So I go into like different ad accounts, and then I show the results on there with like the ROAS and purchase conversion value. And a lot of those are like 7-8 figure ad accounts, so you can just see inside there what kind of results like my strategy gets at like high levels. So I mean, it's definitely going to be interesting to see that, if you want to see kind of what those ad accounts look like once you start spending like 100,000, 200,000, even like like $1 million as well, 2 million, 3 million. Once you get into that spend, how a ROAS kind of affects your results. So make sure you check out that video. It's on the scalingformula.com, so you can go in there and just check it out. Just check out that video, see. And the thing is, I actually sort the whole thing by ROAS and purchase conversion value. Now, a lot of these are e-commerce, but like I said, the same thing applies for lead gen. You can see the result I just showed you, And this is just some more results. Normally we do like 100 leads a day, because I have quite a lot of accounts. And yeah, so definitely check it out. Let me know what you think in the comments of this strategy and what you want to do with your leads, and how many leads are you trying to get every day. How much are you trying to pay per lead? I'm interested to know like what your target cost per lead is, what you're selling, and all that kind of stuff. So make sure you leave a comment below, and yeah, speak soon.